Welcome to another video. I'm going to be reading some of the most popular Reddit stories. Hopefully this will allow you to sleep or study or do whatever you want. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to simultaneously play the game while doing stories because I love watching and creating this content. So let's go. Here we go. We have story number 1. I found my boyfriend's second phone. I wish he was cheating. Me and my boyfriend started dating around 6 months ago. It was the first relationship that I ever had. I had never been so happy. It's like we were meant to be. I met him at a coffee shop that I frequent. I started noticing him there anytime I went. Sometimes I'd catch him staring and he'd look around all embarrassed whenever I did. I thought it was the cutest thing. After a while, I found myself silently hoping that he'd come over and ask to sit with me. We've been playing eye tag for a couple of weeks, smirking and laughing at each other, but neither of us had taken that extra step of introducing ourselves. This is what happens when both people are shy. That's just my opinion. When he finally did, I felt butterflies start flapping around in my stomach like never before. His smoldering blue eyes, the curly black hair, and the cute little freckles. I am not afraid to admit that I was smitten. Our relationship grew from there. We were seeing each other every other weekend, catching movies, having dinner, playing some mini golf. I knew it was a honeymoon phase, but I just didn't care. He made me feel wanted, and it was just not something I was entirely used to. He'd show up with my favorite flowers, favorite candies, always knew the right things to say. I don't want to ramble. I just can't get over how perfect I thought he was. Things started to go a bit sideways one night. I had a sleepover at his house. Wow, so I had a sleepover at his house. I apologize for the stutter. All right, well, hold on. Let me actually play just a little bit. Oh, my days, it is so dark. Can I get some light? Okay, there's some light down here. Oh, no, that hurt me. Okay, go here, go here. Go here. Okay, time for the story. Things started to go a bit sideways one night at a sleepover at his house. I got up to pee late at night, and as I groggily dragged myself to the bathroom, I could have swore that I heard the vibration of a phone coming from his sock drawer. I was too tired at the time to pay really any attention, but it was still fresh in my mind the next day. I asked him about it, and he got defensive enough for me to become suspicious. He showed me all of his drawers, though, and there was no phone in sight. That kind of subsided my suspicion a bit. A few weeks went by without issue. We never argued. He made me feel like the only girl in the world. Then we had another sleepover. Yet again, after he was fast asleep, the vibrations of his cell phone came echoing. This time from his closet. And this time around, I was awake enough to actually investigate. But once I did, I immediately regretted it. Hidden within an old shoebox that was buried beneath a stack of blankets, I found it. A second cell phone. Holy smokes. I mean, this is insane. I'm gonna go to single player. I'm gonna go to this world. Sorry about that, y'all. Y'all fuck with the house? Look at that. So she found the second phone. Wait, this is scary. The screen was lit up with storage full notifications, but what caught my attention was the wallpaper. It was me asleep in bed. I wasn't even the wallpaper on his actual phone. Seeing myself like this only made my mind race more. I couldn't help myself. Luckily, he didn't have the password to unlock the phone, but what he did have was a password for his photos. So he had no password, which is kind of sus. But I guess a password for the photos is even more sus. I took a wild guess. That's why I think it was fate that I made this discovery. I put in my birthday, and the Photos app unlocked. My jaw dropped and my heart sank. All right. So it's stuff like this that I don't want to go on a quick rant, but like it's stuff like this that makes me think that the story is fake. You find a second phone of your boyfriend. You are the wallpaper. It is not unlocked, but the Photos app is, and the password is magically your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a little too good to be true. Like the first thing you guessed was the password, but it's fine. I put in my birthday in the Photos app, unlocked. My jaw dropped and my heart sank. There were hundreds, if not thousands of pictures, and they were all me. Some were of me at his house, on the toilet, in the shower, sleeping at his bed. But some were from places that didn't even make sense to me. Me at the coffee shop reading a book. Me walking home from school. Standing in line at the grocery store. Me outside of my apartment. Holy shit. fishing around in my purse for my keys. More than anything, though, there were pictures of me asleep in my own apartment. Some were taken from my window, my second story window. Others were taken from me inside the apartment. I kept scrolling, and the more I did, the more terrified I became. The photos dated back to at least 2 years ago. Family dinners, jogs, study sessions. The sound of my boyfriend's bed was creaking and squeaking out from the shifting weight. He called my name once, twice, 3 times. I never responded. Holy smokes, this is scary. I heard his footsteps rush up behind me. They stopped a few inches from my back. Instead of asking what I was doing, apologizing, or even attempting to grab his phone, he began laughing, cackling like he was a madman. As I stood there, too paralyzed to turn around, he finally spoke again. Happy anniversary, sweetheart. Wow. That is what a story. Okay. 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 That is insane. Let me have a moment to collect my thoughts. So not only was that a great Reddit story to start off the video with, but it also kind of is the message of this video. And today we're going to be talking about obsession. And no, it's not just the movie, it is the concept of obsession. I'm sure that all of us growing up have had that one person. Whether it was a girl you had a crush on or a dude, whatever way you swing, it's fine. There was always that like one person that like instantly sticks out in your mind where it's like, I am obsessed. Like, it's not even a crush necessarily, but it's more of like you are confused on how they are a real person, and you are also in awe and you love it. Like, you're like, I know I can never obtain something like you, but you are also just so, it's like almost too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I kind of want to give a quick thing of when this happened to me, which is the main point of this video, but I want to do the Reddit horror story to kind of start things off. We'll call this girl S. This girl is from high school, and I was obsessed. It was creepy. It wasn't like creepy horror story, but it was like bad. If I had to go back and like really sum it up in one word, I would say I was a person who never had a relationship before, and I was obsessed with the idea of S because she was hot. Every time I saw her in the hallways, it was like, how is this woman real? Like, it was just beautiful. The curls, the outfits, everything. And one of my friends also had a thing for her, but I guess they just didn't work out for whatever reason, or she rejected him. So I think I just ended up messaging her one day on Instagram, and we were chatting for a bit, and then she left me undelivered for months. And then randomly one day, I don't know why she did this. This was a mistake on her part, but I get it because we all make mistakes. She responded. I had the last message, and I was upset that she never responded months after, but I still left it there. And then she responded a couple months later. Well, oh yeah, haha, XYZ. And I'm like, yo, like, like what happened? And she was like, oh, I was studying for SATs. Gang. Oh, I already have glass. What do you mean studying for SATs, bro? Come on. So I already knew that like something was off, and but I was like, okay, cool. Like, I was too obsessed with her to not interact with it. So then we were texting all the time. I'm talking for days on end. Text, and still nothing in person because this was during the high school era where I was too afraid to make it a real life thing, which I'll have more stories on some other time. But yeah, we would text all the time, but she was a grade above me. She was clearly older than me. I was a junior, she was a senior. Clearly, like, she was older than me and she was more mature. And I think she just saw me as like a game. Like, oh, like this guy is so head over heels for me, but I'm bored, so let me just entertain this, even though I have no interest in, which I get it. I've done that before on the other end. Like yeah, I get it. I see how it's like something to do whenever you're bored, but I just don't think it is a good thing to do. And at the time, I also had another friend, we'll call him T, who was on the other side. He swung the other way when it came to his sexuality. So he was more, close with the women, including S. And I was like, oh yeah, me and S are chatting. We're having fun. It's a good vibe. And one day, I think I'm not joking. This happened. Uh, I noticed that the conversations was all me. It was me starting every single conversation, but I think I was so like mm, I was so in love with the idea of her that I didn't care. Like I was so in love with the idea of her, I found her so attractive that I did not care, and I just would always initiate, and then she put up a story one time, and then I responded like, "Oh, you want to play Minecraft or something like that?" And then she blocked me. I'm not joking. Instagram user not found. And I'm like, what? Because sure, maybe like she was kind of dry, she wasn't initiating, but she never gave off the impression she wanted to block me or that she disliked me. But I guess she was either hiding it or she was going through some other stuff, or she just hated me for being a weirdo to her and being overly initiating. I look back at that story and I always take most of the blame myself, but I am aware that it could have been, XYZ reasons, and I regret, like, obviously, I don't regret really anything because you have to make the mistakes in order to learn from them, but if I could go back and change one thing, I would just not be as persuasive. I was initiating everything. It was so clear she had no interest in me. I was a younger person in high school, always messaging her, always initiating. And I think back in the day, I had no concept of a girl not being interested in me. Like, I just didn't know what that looked like. So I was like, oh, okay, she's just shy, but she just wanted nothing to do with you. And she didn't know how to communicate that until she, you know, got to the point where she wanted to block me. And she said some hurtful things to my other friend, the one I previously mentioned, because he tried to reach out on my behalf asking what happened, and then she was just saying like, oh, like he needs to get the hint. Like she was fucking mean, bro. She was like, he needs to get the hint. Like what kind of dumbass, like she went off on me, and I was like, holy shit, like that hurt a lot. That hurt a lot. The girl I like practically obsessed over just because I found her hot. Like like truth be told, she never wanted you, and she kind of fucking hates you for being that oblivious and weird. Like it is not a good feeling. That was really sad, but I don't blame her. I wish I just knew how to take the hint. And yeah, I still see her on Instagram sometimes. I see her profile. I think she has a new boyfriend, so I'm happy for them. But yeah, that was the first time in my life, junior year of high school, where I learned just because you find someone attractive does not mean there's feelings there, and does not mean they'll feel the same way about you. So that was a very important lesson I learned about obsession and love. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this short story. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace.